Welcome to Oblivion 9.
At 09:22 local time today, an American nuclear submarine went down about 22 miles from here. There's been no contact with the sub since then. The cause of the incident is not known. Now, your company has authorized the Navy's use of this facility for a rescue operation. Now, you can get your rig in under the storm, and that makes you our best option right now. Lieutenant Koff will transfer it down to you with a SEAL team and supervise the operation.
You can send down whoever you like, Commodore, but I'm the tool pusher on this rig, and when it comes to the safety of these people, there's me and then there's God, understand?
Jammer saw something down there.
Jammer panicked.
But what did he see that made him panic?
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. We have a report from last week that a submarine basically hit something while they were in the South China Sea. Okay. The problem here is that the object that hit them, because they didn't hit it, they were actually hit by this object. It reminds me of the movie The Abyss, you know, back in what, the 70s, the 80s. It was actually an object that hit them. I guess this thing is trying to figure out what they're doing there, what it is. I'm talking about like us, submarine, exploring places that you're not supposed to. So getting to the point, when I made Blackout 1 video back in June 2019, I mentioned about why the Chinese are basically there occupying the entire large body of ocean. You have no right to be there, but you know, ancient map that they basically said that it was them that owns the entire thing. But here's the problem there, is that back in the day when people were exploring this thing, mostly like the Chinese, right? Because they're right there. Because a lot of people from back in the day like to explore. That's basically when you start making the map, you know. So a lot of them, history-wise, start seeing like there's a lot of materials under the water, lots of fish, coral reefs are growing massively, you know, like an intense amount. So over time they get bigger, larger, and many more in different places. But what we don't understand is why, and here's why. Okay, so a lot of explorers back in the day, mostly like in Asian countries, right? South China Sea. Underneath it, it's basically pyramids. I'm talking about not 1, 2, 10. It's 1,200 to 1,500 pyramids down there. The question is why they're there. I'm not entirely sure. Are they related to the Egypt pyramids or other underwater ones from Thailand? Well, the thing is, I don't know. This is one of the reasons why the Chinese basically occupied the entire South China Sea, because for some reason coral reefs, oil, and a bunch of other materials are surrounding the pyramids. It feels like it's coming out from it. Why? I'm not entirely sure. It reminded me of the movie that I watched last night about like the Mummy, that came out 2017 with Tom Cruise, you know. In it, they're keeping the mummy, this female mummy, inside a coffin with mercury. Same thing with the pyramids. Feels like some type of energy. It's consuming the entire place, and between oil and other materials are surrounding it. This is one of the reasons why, again, the Chinese occupied the entire South China Sea. The U.S. knew about this a very long time ago. Well, one of the problems is that they monitored the place, but they never really took time because they were thinking like other countries, including Russia and the Chinese, will never get to that point. Well, guess what? Fast forward to the future. They're actually there. They build all these constructed manufacturing places, facilities in many parts of the South China Sea. And what we don't understand is why in these selected locations, guess what? Pyramids. And in all these places that they basically put like these fake islands, right? Reconstruction of the facilities in specific location, geometry wise. Some of these facilities, they have a what you call this, housing submarine inside, so you can't really see it from the outside. You have to be inside the facility in order for you to do this. And one of the guys that basically works there, I know him, but I'm not going to mention his name because, you know, things happen. But yes, some of this location, they have an opening under the ground inside the facility, so you can see submarine, and you actually see access point to go down under the water. And why there? Sure, because the pyramids are actually there. Some of them are big pyramids and some of them are smaller. Same thing goes out to pyramids in Africa and also in Egypt. You know, same thing. There's small ones, there's big ones. So they go in there and I don't know what. But again, you have to look into my past video from June 2019, the Blackout. And I released the Blackout part 2 about a week ago. And, well, almost a week ago. And basically, this blue light's coming out from the sky. You hear like the loud bangs. They're not red anymore. They're actually blue lights coming out. So we'll talk more about that. And Insecure team came out with this latest video about that vertical craft. It's actually an experiment from the military, so it wasn't alien or anything. So you can just disregard that. I know that when we see something that we don't understand or we've never seen before, you know, it becomes alien. So yeah, UFOs, you know, I get it, you know. I would probably think the same thing, but since I know and I have knowledge about it, so again, you can just disregard it and move on to the next topic. So getting back to the pyramids, so we have about 1,200 to 1,550 pyramids under the South China Sea. That's why the Chinese are there. And at the same time, U.S. and other allied forces are keeping track on what's going on down there, not what's happening on top of the water, you know, like on the ground. And also for the Taiwan, you know, again, the entire thing is a sidetrack of what's really happening in South China Sea. One of the reasons why in Kuril Islands, like, you know, the Japanese islands that the Russians actually took over, there's actually a pyramid there too. So again, everything is not what it seems. Same thing. What's happening down here, you have to look at the sky because that's where you see all the good stuff. Same thing underground. So I thought I'd make this video and let you guys know that what the submarine hit last week was basically an object that was surveilling the submarine, because they were actually near one of the doorways from this facility of an alien race down there. One of the reasons why that the Chinese doesn't want anyone to basically come there interfering with what's going on, because they're actually doing the same exact thing, you know. Whoever comes there first, they get all the materials from a different, that came from a different place, you know, from a different race besides humans. It reminds me of the Atlantis, you know. They have their own things. Compare it to what we have now. You know, it's two different things. High tech versus made up shit. So that's basically when the submarine went down. But eventually they got their ship back and they came to land, and that's that. And same thing with I think last year that an aircraft carrier was basically blown up. Yes, because one of the personnel there basically panicked, because it's the same thing. They were surveilling the place. They took something from down there, and this guy panicked and blew up the damn ship. So it's not what you always think what's happening or what they report in the news, because even the news stations, they have no clue. Everything is like made up. But at the same time, you know, all these little things are like footprints to the bigger fish. So you have to find the fish when you put all the things together. That's it. All right, so the targeted object, it actually looks like this. So it was like this. It wasn't round. It's more like a pointed round object. Shit. Friggin' draw here. And then there's like a glass type. I'm gonna fix this thing. And then it has some type of double wing, like that, on each side. And let me see what else that it. And then there's like some type of hole in here that was like blue, and then white kind of like flame is like coming out, but there's no freaking smoke. That's the problem. That this thing was basically surveilling the submarine, and at the same time this thing basically intentionally hit the sub, and I don't know what happened after that. I guess they called reinforcement to help them out, but then the thing is, they already left. I mean, I'm talking about like the object. So let me do this thing again. So it looks like that, and then there's like a little round thing. Maybe this is like the navigation area, and also it has like the two wing span, one like a small one. Wow, that's awesome. And then the other one, I'm not drawing this thing correctly, but anyway, it looks like this, and it has like a smaller wing, but they're kind of like identical to each other. So we got a small one and then a big one. You know, it's like a freaking bee. Yeah. And then this entire thing is basically covered. Maybe it's like metallic. Well, the entire thing is freaking metallic, right? But what I'm talking about, like the color, it's like silver, and then this thing is basically silver. The engine compartment right here, the entire thing is blue, and then what's coming out is basically white. But the problem here is that there's no freaking smoke or bubbles coming out. It's something else. So probably wave drive or type thing. In here, they said it's the front, it's white. I mean, I'm talking about like transparent, but it's like so white. So maybe they can see from the inside, but then whoever's looking at it from the outside, they can't actually see a damn thing. So basically, this is what hit the submarine sometime last week. And most of these events, like, it happened like a long time ago, and then they just reported it right now. You know what I mean? Same thing with comets, meteors, you know, close by, yes, but it happened like a couple months ago, rather than it happens like in real time, like right now. And then you can't report such things like that because people is gonna panic, obviously. And when you start hearing like all the thunder, it doesn't mean it's like thunder from the rain, because sometimes when that happens, you gotta think about the possibility, because everything is like the background, you know? It's not what it seems. Sometimes like, oh, it's thundering because it's raining, but the thunder is like something is getting shut down. And it's like, you know, you have a second floor in your house. Try jumping, you know, while your floor has carpet and soundproof. Try jumping while you're on the first floor, and you'll basically hear the same exact thing. But besides that, that's basically what hit the damn submarine. And, you know, this thing is pretty much big, because the impact of the damage from the submarine is pretty much big. So, freaking submarine, man. That's why you can't just play around down there, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, but so I feel bad for all the soldiers or the Navy guys that were there. They're probably like got freaking scared. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to laugh or anything, but when you think about it, but it reminds me of the CR-3 drones that, you know, that the United States military and other armed forces from different countries, you know, has been shutting these things down. But yeah, that's basically it. All right, guys.
Well, what do you think he saw?
Love you 9.